What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel where I teach you how to make some money through side hustles and reach the financial freedom that you are meant for. So in today's video, we're going to talk about the secrets to build wealth. So a lot of secrets have been hidden and well kept through many generations. And a lot of people don't talk about them because they just expect you to kind of know them and figure them out as you go. But in today's video, I'm going to be unlocking some of these secrets. And how is wealth generated? How is wealth built? What do you, how do all these big successful guys basically get to the stage where like they're, millionaires and then billionaires or whatever? So I'm going to teach you some of these secrets and what you actually guys must know in order for you guys to get there. So one of the secrets to wealth is having multiple streams of income. Okay, so that's something that like they don't really teach you in school. Like it's something that they basically expect you to figure out over time. But if you look at like many of the some of the richest people in the world, like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and all these guys, they all have like multiple streams of income, right? Like they're not like they don't only have like just one job and all their money is coming from from that specific job, right? They have like multiple streams, and then and you know what I mean? So like, they have their bases covered, right? So like if something goes wrong, then at least you have like other streams that you're making money out of. And that's basically the way that you want to be operating if you want to, like build wealth and start making money, right? So I remember like, so for one of my Amazon businesses, Amazon basically shut down one of my listings at some point, and it affected one of our brand massively, because one of the listing that was driving most traffic was shut down for many months. So we were not making money on that listing, and he was like, and it was basically the main listing. He was the one driving this brand and like making the most money. So when Amazon shut down this listing, it basically gave me a wake-up call. I was like, wow, I was just relying up until this point on this, on this product. Like my money, my my wealth was based off of this product. So if things went wrong, like Amazon did, they shut down the listing for whatever reason. I mean, it got sorted out eventually, but for the time it was really bad. Like I freaked out. I didn't know what to do. And it was sort of like a wake up call for me to be like, wow, okay, I really need to have other things going on for me. Because if something like this ever happened again, I'm basically screwed over, right? Like what if they decided to shut down my listing indefinitely, right? Like it was that, and again, I mean, like it was a mistake on their end and it got sorted, but that still goes to show that you still want to have like multiple streams of income just in case things go wrong. And also you want to also grow, right? So like you can't really do that if you only have one stream of income, if you only have one way to make money. You need to have multiple ways. You need to have multiple streams that is bringing you money from all directions. So that way it's easier to grow. It's easier to scale. So multiple streams of income is like any wealthy person basically knows this concept, and they're basically taking advantage of it, and they all have multiple streams. So that's something you should absolutely know, is that if you want to build wealth and create something very sustainable for yourself, you need to have multiple streams of income. Okay, so that's the first thing you need to know. The second thing you need to know, one of the other secrets that that will build your wealth is catching trends. Okay, and you want to catch trends early. So what that means is that like there are always like new emerging products or new emerging services, or for example AI right now. If you guys look at AI lately, it's obviously been taking the world by storm, right? We're seeing all these AI softwares, and then AI is able to write essays for you and like build your socials, or like even in movies now, you watch movies and like you can see like they're making replica of like actual actors in AI. And like AI has like, it's such a powerful tool that is right now, it has risen to the stage where it's basically taking over a lot of the tasks that we have to do ourselves. And now AI basically simplifies that. So AI is like obviously a huge trend right now. The same way metaverse was like last year or 2 years ago, when Mark came, with this concept of like, oh, living in the metaverse, and everybody was hyped up on metaverse, and they started kind of like investing in metaverse and talking about it. So that's what I mean, right? So you gotta be able to always like catch these trends early and hop on these trends before they become huge, and before you have no before there's no space for you to basically enter. So you really want to catch trends early. You want to hop on the train while it's still hot. And again, there are like multiple ways you guys can do that. You can always go on Google Trends. There are many, like Kickstarter. There are like many websites that you guys can go to basically always like be on the alert of what, what's popping lately, what's being released, what products are emerging. There's always like new things coming out, literally, guys, every single day. And if you guys can basically land on the perfect product, on the emerging trend that you see potential, and hop on that really early, that can definitely make you a lot of money, especially if you're early. Okay. So that's another thing on the way to building wealth, is catching trends early. This is also like one of the most important point, is you want to have a passive income. So up until this point, when I talked about like streams of income and having like, streams from all directions, you want to make sure that these streams, right, those streams are passive income, right? So there are two ways you can work in life. You can work by trading money, by trading time for money, where you're basically trading your time in exchange for money. And the other way is to basically earn money without investing too much of your time. And that's what's called passive income, right? So the way to do this, there are many like side hustles that allow you to do that. And you really want to make sure that you're like hitting the right ones. But ideally what you want to get to, you want to get to a stage where you're basically not trading too much of your time to make money. So that's basically what happens with my Amazon businesses, right? Like we basically we run like Amazon stores, or we also have like presence online through like websites and other platforms. But ideally, when we started on Amazon, we launched the product, and like most of the heavy lifting was in the beginning, when like we launched the product, sourced the product, created the listing, like started driving sales, like ran ads. So all that stuff was a lot of that was done in the beginning. But once the listing started picking up some steam, the money was basically driving itself, right? So I didn't have to invest as much time, like building and monitoring the listing. We automated a lot of the processes. A lot of the ads were running themselves. We automated a lot of the processes in our business, and then it's gotten to a point where I'm not trading my time for this. It's basically running by itself, so I can invest my time into doing something else, which is building another stream of income. So that's basically what you want to get to. You want to get to a stage where you are not investing too much. I mean, little to no time. It's like sometimes you can't invest no time at all, but you have to invest a little bit of time, just like monitoring some stuff and making sure that everything's flowing properly. But ideally, you want to get to the stage where you're making passive income, and you're no longer trading as much of your time for money. The money is basically coming in because you did a lot of the heavy lifting in the beginning, and now you're basically just sitting back and seeing the sales come in. So making a passive income, you need to absolutely master this one thing, on the way to building wealth. Okay. So the next thing you also want to understand, guys, is that you also want to be skillful at something, right? So you can't generate wealth if you're not if you don't have some sort of skill. So that's something I already talked about. If you guys missed my video on how to build a skill, I'll just link it above. You guys can go ahead and watch it. But basically, this concept that I'm going to talk about in all my videos, really, like, you're gonna see me talk about like owning a skill, being skillful, like all over, all around my videos. So if you don't master a specific skill that is valuable to society, it's practically impossible to generate wealth. Okay, because you wanna come off as this person who is really knowledgeable, who knows what he's talking about, who knows how to bring a solution to the table, and how to implement it, basically, right? So if you don't have a skill, if you want to get rich but you don't know anything, well, you're not going to get there. Like nobody's going to want to work with you because you're not bringing anything to the table. You're not like being valuable to them. You know what I mean? So you want to be skillful at something, and there are many ways to do that. And as once you get skillful and once you build a skill for yourself, that not only that feels great because you basically have something that you can literally pass on and teach and monetize at some point, but it also, you also come off as this person who's very knowledgeable, that people want to work with. Even the way you talk is going to be very like, it's going to be valued, and, people are going to sense that, right? So you want to come across as this very knowledgeable, like high status sort of a person who knows what he's talking about. You want to be able to hold a conversation about that specific skill that you're so knowledgeable about, and pass it on, and share ideas and bounce ideas around with other people so they can work with you and help you generate the wealth that you're looking for. So one of the last things you also need to understand on the way to building wealth is that you want to know how to grow and scale. Okay, so it's one thing to basically build a product or a service and make money, but the problem is that you don't just want to stick to this, right? Like if you look at all these rich guys, like these very wealthy people, they all scale. They all started growing their business. Tesla, you know what I mean? Like how many cars they have. The owner, Elon Musk, he also have this company called the Boring Company, which which a lot of people just don't know about really. And he also is like one of the founders of PayPal, right? So like, I mean, not only these are like different streams of income, but like they're also like very well-grown businesses that started from nothing, and now they're like all multi-billion dollars businesses. So you want to know the skill to grow and scale your business. And then when it comes, for example, to e-commerce, right? Like if you're launching a first product, you don't want to just stick to one product. Oh, I made a lot of money with this, and therefore like I'm set, let me just sit back and relax. And no, right? So you want to expand, you want to build your brand. You want to launch other products so people can actually see your brand, be like, oh, wow, this guy, this brand has a lot of products to offer. I want to come back and, hopefully share with my friends and kind of tell them like, about this brand and how good they are, right? So like, you want to do that, right? You want to be this person who just don't want to stick to this product, but like you want to grow your brand, you want to grow your products, you want to have a massive presence that people can't disregard it, right? Like when you think of like cell phone, you probably think of like Samsung and Apple, right? Because they're so huge, right? Like they're so big in the space that like you can't think of anything else. I mean, there are other like cell phone brands that you can definitely pick from, but Apple and Samsung are the ones that pop to mind. The same way when you think of like clothing, right? Or like shoes, you think of Nike or Adidas, right? Like all these big guys that like have been in the game, and then they were able to grow their brands, and like they have like such a huge presence that like people, like it's so hard to outrank them. They're so deep into the market that like you can't disregard them. People just think of them when they want to buy shoes or like whatever it is, right? So building and growing, scaling your business is an absolute must on the way to generate wealth. And you guys need to master this one way or another, sooner or later. All right, guys. So that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this content, and then hopefully you also had like some pretty good insights on how is wealth generated and what exactly you guys should be looking for. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think of my video. If there's any content that you guys want me to basically talk about, again, feel free to leave a comment. I'll see you guys in the next one.